The office was always silent at night, a kind of silence that echoed the loneliness of people who worked hard while the world slept. Sarah pushed the mop across the polished floor, her hands rough from years of scrubbing, dusting, and cleaning. She was a single mom, worn by life's battles, her body tired but her heart stronger than she ever knew. Every night, when the corporate executives had gone home to their luxurious houses and warm families, she arrived with her old cleaning cart, pushing it down the hallways of the grand office tower. And among those offices was the one that belonged to the CEO, a man whose name alone was enough to intimidate anyone. But Sarah didn't care about titles. She cared about one thing, her daughter, Lily. Lily was just 9 years old, full of dreams bigger than their small rented room. Every day she would ask, "Mom, when will life get better?" And every night, Sarah whispered the same promise to her, "One day, sweetheart. One day, all of this hard work will mean something." Yet deep inside, Sarah often wondered if that one day would ever come. What Sarah didn't know was that fate was quietly weaving her story into someone else's life, someone who had the power to change everything. One evening, as Sarah cleaned the CEO's desk, she noticed her daughter's little notebook tucked in her bag. Lily had begged to come along because she didn't like being left alone at home. Sarah, afraid she might get in trouble, told her to stay quiet in the waiting room. But Lily's curiosity couldn't be contained. While her mom was busy in the corner, Lily tiptoed into the CEO's massive office, her eyes wide at the shelves of books, awards, and a desk so shiny it reflected the ceiling lights. Lily, innocent and bold, pulled out a sheet of paper from her notebook and wrote a letter in her crooked handwriting. She placed it right in the center of the CEO's desk. When Sarah returned and saw what Lily had done, she panicked. "Oh no, Lily. Do you know what you've done? If anyone finds this, I could lose this job." But the little girl just smiled and said, "Mom, maybe he needs to know." Sarah sighed, folded the letter, and tried to move it. But something in her heart stopped her. Maybe, just maybe, Lily was right. The next morning, CEO Daniel walked into his office as usual. A man known for his sharp business sense, his cold decisions, and his untouchable success. He sat down at his desk, ready to dive into numbers and contracts. But there, right in the middle, was a letter in childish handwriting. Curious, he unfolded it. "Dear Sir. My name is Lily. My mom cleans your office at night. She is the hardest working person I know. She says she's not important, but she is my whole world. I wish she didn't have to work so hard, and I wish I could buy her flowers like the ones she looks at in the store window but never buys. Please don't be mad at her. She only works so much because she loves me. One day, I'll grow up and buy her a big house so she never has to be tired again. Thank you for letting her clean your office. From, Lily." Daniel froze. Something cracked inside his chest. For years, he had been consumed with profits, growth charts, and competition, forgetting that real lives existed behind the people who worked for his company. But this letter, it was not just words. It was a mirror, showing him the innocence of a child and the silent sacrifices of a mother. That night, when Sarah arrived, Daniel was still in the office, something that almost never happened. Her heart skipped a beat. Had he read the letter? Was this the end of her only job? Daniel looked at her for a long moment before speaking. "Sarah, may I ask you something? Is your daughter's name Lily?" Sarah's face turned pale. She nodded, bracing herself. "Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. She shouldn't have touched your desk. Please, don't be angry. It won't happen again." But Daniel didn't look angry. He looked moved. "Sarah, do you realize what your daughter sees in you? Do you realize how extraordinary it is that, despite everything, you've raised her with so much love and hope?" His voice softened. "I want to help." Sarah blinked in disbelief. "Help? I don't understand." Daniel stood up and walked toward the window, staring out at the glittering city. "I grew up with everything money could buy. But you know what I didn't have? A mother who sacrificed for me. I never had that kind of love. Your daughter is rich in a way I never was." He turned back to her. "And yet, I have the power to make sure she doesn't grow up struggling." At first, Sarah thought it was pity. But over the weeks that followed, she realized it was something else. Daniel arranged for Sarah to take a new job in the company, daytime work, better pay, benefits, and time to spend with Lily. He even set up a scholarship fund in Lily's name, ensuring her education would never be at risk. Sarah was overwhelmed. She had spent years believing her life was invisible, her struggles unnoticed. And now, her daughter's innocent words had changed everything. But Daniel's story didn't end there either. Inspired by that letter, he started a company program to support single parents, giving them flexible schedules and opportunities for advancement. He told the board of directors, if a child can see greatness in a mother scrubbing floors, then it's time we start seeing it too. Years passed. Lily grew up, her dreams no longer chained by poverty. She often told the story of how her mom's cleaning job and one simple letter had changed their lives. And every time she did, Sarah would smile, tears in her eyes, and say, it wasn't just the letter. It was love. Love always leaves a mark on the right hearts. And Daniel? He too found something priceless, human connection, purpose beyond profit, and the family he never thought he'd have. He often told others, the most valuable letter I ever received wasn't from a lawyer or a shareholder. It was from a little girl with a big heart. The story of Sarah and Lily became a quiet legend in that company. Employees whispered it in the hallways, mothers told it to their children, and executives remembered it whenever they were tempted to forget the human side of success. In the end, Sarah's life wasn't just about surviving. It was about showing that sacrifice, love, and hope can open doors that even the richest keys cannot. And as for Lily, she kept her promise. One day, when she was older, she bought her mom a house with a garden full of flowers, flowers her mother no longer had to only dream about. Moral: sometimes, the most powerful letters are written with love, not ink. A single act of courage, a child's innocence, or a parent's sacrifice can change lives in ways we never imagine. Success is not just about wealth, it's about the impact we leave on hearts.